Hey guys, so I'm Jordan, aka the girl with the green slip, and I just have to say how excited I am for the beginning of this blog. The point of this blog is really just to be a creative outlet for sharing stories and especially my journey of really just how I experience God every day. I think we hear so many different voices constantly through social media, through the internet, the television, you name it, 24/7, we hear these things. And a lot of times, I think it can feel like God is nowhere to be found amidst all of that. And so this blog is to bring him into our everyday experiences and to make it known that he's doing some pretty amazing things through each of us. So with that said, I want to take us into post 4. We're trying something different tonight with a video blog because this story is a little easier to tell through words and face-to-face. But in order for me to tell this one, I'm going to have to grab a couple other people to help me share it. So while I go get them, grab your cup of coffee. I just made mine, and meet me back in a couple minutes. All right, we'll see you soon.
Hey guys!
Hi there!
We're back!
I'm Madison.
And I'm Taylor, and we are Jordan's twin sisters.
Yeah.
She likes to pretend she's our triplet sometimes, so we let her think
it. Okay, guys. Well, actually, even though that's nerdy, it kind of leads us pretty perfectly into the official title of post number 4, which is the triple-braided cord. Yeah. And this title actually comes from a Bible verse, and it's from Ecclesiastes 4:12, and it reads, a person standing alone can be attacked and defeated. 2 can stand back to back and conquer, but 3 is like the triple-braided cord, not easily broken. And I actually didn't really even know that verse. That's not one that, I had commonly heard growing up, but it's one that God gave to us.
He kind of revealed it to us through this relationship.
Yeah, for us is kind of how we feel, and that's just the personal way that we hold this verse. And that's where we're going to take the story, because what we want to do is really explain to you our relationship and kind of the beginning of how we even have, why we even have a blog, why we even have these stories that are worth telling. It did have a beginning, and it starts now. So I guess I start off.
You have to.
All right. So I'll start off just with a little bit of background for you. So basically, I went to college. I graduated 2013, but I had studied journalism and communications and religion. So my whole life, I really thought I was always going to be a speaker of some sort. I mean, ever since I was in middle school, that was my dream, was to be this like motivational public speaker. Except, as you read from the other posts, I never thought that I had a story worth sharing. And so I ended up interning at this awesome church after college, and it was the first day of that internship. I remember writing down in my journal, God has started something in me, and I don't know what it is, but something has begun. And I think that was really the first day that I started feeling this pull towards ministry. And just a side note for a recordable moment, this can be one of your recordable moments. Ministry is, I think a lot of times when we hear it, we automatically assume it means working for a church or becoming a nun or going away to a monastery. We get these really religious ideas in our head. But ministry is what each of us, if you believe in Jesus as a Christian, it's what we're each called to live out every day. Basically, it's using your life in whatever way that looks like as a platform to show God's love and glory and joy. And so I really started hearing God that summer really strongly, pulling me closer to Him. And I still didn't know specifically what that looked like. Now, during that internship lasted for 3 months, and I really have to say it was a spiritual awakening during that time. We were just poured into as interns from different pastors, different teachers. And, I just was filled with all of these lessons and learning more about God and the Bible. And when I came out of that and came back home to Maryland, I was thinking, what am I going to do with all this? I mean, I didn't have a job lined up. Nothing was certain. And, I really never even shared it with these two, how strongly I had been feeling about this and how loud God's voice was to me.
Now let me
Which
just
is
cut
not
in
normal.
here.
Which is not normal.
And just say that was not normal. We talk about everything.
Very
Ever since we were
close.
young, we had the tightest bond. Like, we sit down at the coffee table every morning and just talk. We talk all night. Like, we tell each other everything. We know everything about each other. So it was a little unusual. Like, we knew she was away and, she was at this internship, but we did not know the depth of it and how God was talking to her.
And however, we did have a dream of our own at the time. Ever since we were in 6th grade, Taylor and I have always just dreamed about owning our own bakery. So
A bakery, coffee shop. We could picture it perfectly. We had all the names all picked out.
Too good to be true. The two of us.
Yeah.
Double delights.
Yeah.
We're loving it. We love the whole idea, okay?
And
so right now, Jordan thinks that we are going to own a bakery.
And we were pursuing it in college, studying business administration, and just wanting to learn how to run our own business.
So that was part of also why I didn't share with them, because I knew, being the cool older sister that I am, that I could probably persuade them to come along with me in whatever, dream. We have always been pretty big dreamers, big idea people. And so I thought that if I got an idea or, this dream of whatever, I didn't even know what it was, I could probably get them on board. And knowing, that they had this passion for having this bakery or restaurant, I really did not want to make them think anything different. So I did not share any of these thoughts with them. So, I came back home from that internship in August. It ended in August, and these two were away in college. So I didn't see them until Christmas time. So months had gone by, months. And, that transitioning time after college when you're back home, it's tough. I mean, you're just trying to figure things out. And I just remember feeling so overwhelmed above anything. Just that, you just had this experience of, feeling so close to God and feeling so strongly about hearing his voice, but not knowing what to do with that and where it was taking me. And so I had just been praying. So by now it's December, it is Christmas, and I had really been praying around this time, God, I am going to need you to bring the right people on my path. I need you.
And first of all, you're thinking about all the people you just did that internship with. It would be,
and your friends from school, and
the people who were coming to my mind as I was thinking, who is gonna help me with whatever this is God has started in me, I really was thinking of the people from the internship, more of the church Christian people who I had met, who would get it, who would at least a little bit understand where I'm coming from. And so I just was praying, God, you're going to have to bring the right people while I'm here. And I didn't have anybody at the time. And so I remember the girls came home and for break, and Taylor and I got up to go to church one morning.
Yep.
And
we were originally planning to go to the 10:45 mass, okay? So
Service.
I was going to sleep in and wait for them, okay? They decided to get up early.
We just got up at 9 o'clock, so we went.
We let Madison sleep. And I remember we were sitting waiting for service to start, and I was just again in my seat praying, God, please give me the right people. And I just remember so clearly hearing his voice. And he said, she's sitting right next to you. And I knew it was his voice. And God's voice can look and does sound and look different for everybody. It's not this audible voice coming through the microphone on the stage where I heard God's voice. No. It's just something within me and I know how to recognize his voice. And it was him. And he said, she's sitting right next to you. And so I remember sitting there and I was like, fine, God, okay. If this is true, because part of me is thinking, okay, is this just me making this up because I want her to be in it, with me? So I said, fine. If this is really you, then make Taylor bring it up to me. I'm not going to bring this up to her because I want to know that you, God, are truly, sincerely stirring her heart and that this is sincere. And so I didn't say anything. And, I just dropped the subject and we sat through service and then afterwards went to breakfast.
Bob Evans.
And our favorite breakfast place, Bob Evans.
Oh, yes. So we're sitting there in that booth. Oh my gosh. Eating pecan pancakes. I wrote that in my journal. So
you did. Okay.
And, we're just talking about the service, talking about Christmas and New Year's just happened, whatever, just random stuff. But I just remember, just randomly bringing up, Jordan, like, what do you really see yourself doing? And I remember saying, because I know Madison and I have always been talking
Well, hold on. What you said, do you see yourself starting a church? Like, that's what,
right.
You were talking in the context of ministry.
Yeah.
Which caught me off guard because of knowing what my prayer was.
Do you see yourself, like being
Like,
pastoral, like being in a church? Like, I don't really understand this. Like, what do you really see yourself doing? And I said, because I know Madison and I have always talked about owning our own restaurant or a bakery, but I just really feel in my heart that it's something more. There's something more that I need to do, that I'm going to do, and I don't know what that is. But, I guess the Holy Spirit was stirring something in me. I didn't really know how to put it. But I just said, what do you feel that you want to do?
And it was right then I just started getting all teary-eyed because I was so overcome. You could just feel, that's the other thing, when you have these spiritual encounters, you can't put it into words, but you feel that the presence of the Spirit is there, the Holy Spirit. And I knew God was there, and that what I had prayed for in that seat, God, let her bring it up to me, was happening. And so I said, Taylor, you're not going to believe this. And we just sat there.
She just came pouring out. She told me everything really that had been on her heart for the last, 3 months or so. And I was like, oh, man, we're both crying now. And I'm like, these poor people around us. Like, I hope no one's listening in on this wacko conversation. But, you're talking about God in the middle of a restaurant, and it was a powerful moment. So it was pretty cool.
Automatically we think, we need to get home and tell Madison. Like,
yeah,
clearly, let's get home to tell Madison. So,
but we were in the car.
We get in the car. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Go ahead, you tell.
And Jordan's like, get the Bible verse of the day up. We gotta, read a scripture.
We have the Bible app. If you get that on your phone, the YouVersion Bible app. Yeah. It gives you can read the Bible, but it does give you a verse of the day. And so,
lo and behold, the verse of the day came from Ecclesiastes 4:12, and it was the verse of the triple-braided cord. So then we start screaming, and we're like,
Well, up until that point, we had never heard that verse before. So we're reading it, and we are like, this is our verse. This is our verse.
Now we have to tell Madison because she's the third strand.
We're here, guys. So we rush home. We get Madison.
We didn't tell her all day.
We didn't tell her all day. We waited till later that night. And so we go upstairs. We're in my room.
Wait. I think I should tell my story.
Yeah. You're next.
I'm saying, let me tell you how I saw this. How they prepared me. Well, I must have been also feeling something this day because I wake up in the morning and first of all, so mad that they decided to leave me and eat at Bob Evans without me.
Breakfast is our favorite thing. We want to own a breakfast restaurant.
Yes, the bakery. So I wake up and I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to go to church, later with my dad and Cameron and my mom or brother. So then I'm sitting at the kitchen table by myself. No one's up yet and I'm just eating breakfast. And just for some weird reason, I don't set time in the morning to pray or have devotional. I don't usually do that. It's not my normal routine. So I'm there at the kitchen table and I just decide to the Spirit comes over me, I have to say. And this prayer of me just asking God, give me the strength to spread your word to nations and people without fear and with boldness came over me. I'm like, okay, so I speak that at the table. And then I'm like, okay, that's no big deal.
But you're a sophomore in college right now.
I'm a sophomore in college. I never say anything like that, but I'm not really thinking anything of this prayer at all. Okay, I just said this prayer. How many spread your word to nations? Okay, Madison. Okay, on to the day. Let's forget about that. Okay, forgot about that prayer. Went to church. Ecclesiastes.
The pastor was giving a message on Ecclesiastes that day as well.
Yes.
Not the verse,
and he was just saying how Ecclesiastes is one of his favorite books. So I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness, I want to go home and read this book. I want to see what it's about. Remember that. Okay, so I come home. We go throughout the whole day, and then Jordan and Taylor are like, Madison, we want to tell you, we have something to tell you. Come to Jordan's room. So I'm like, okay, cool. Walk up, and they are there, Jordan's room, on the floor, and with a lit candle in the middle of that.
We're trying to set the mood. We're trying to set the mood.
Yes.
So I'm like,
spiritual.
What the heck is going on? I'm really trying, we talk about everything. I'm thinking, what do they want to tell me? What is happening? The only thing that is coming to me at this point is the sisterhood of the traveling pants. I'm like, this is what's going on right now. That's what it looks like, at least. So then they're like, Madison, then they get into it. What do you see doing with your life? And at that point, you know what? I really did not know. I did not know what I wanted to do. We always talked about a bakery that's in the back of my mind, but it's not like I was gung-ho on that. So then Jordan and Taylor just tell me what happened that day and everything. And I'm just like,
It came back
guys, it came back to me. I started tearing up a little bit. I said, guys, I just prayed this prayer today at the breakfast table randomly that I wanted to spread his word with boldness, without fear to these people. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even know why I had the urge to say it, but I just did. And so that was so powerful. All of us were very overtaken at that point, and
just realized
just
that
a
God
real moment
was bringing us all
was
together.
doing
God.
something.
So,
Was doing something and stirring it in all three of us, and he was telling us in that moment, and it was pretty amazing, I have to say.
Yeah. And so right then we said, okay, well, this is all like great. Like we feel so
Yay, we're
strongly like that we're, when people talk about feeling called by God, it's really hearing his voice in what does that voice look like in the context of your life. And so, when we say we feel called by God, it's not anything where we're trying to make us special or more holy. No, every single one of us who believes in Jesus can be called by him to do something great for him. And that's really, he was just revealing that to us in that moment. And so we said, okay, God, like, we're open. We're open. We're ready to listen and lead us to where you want us to go. So we said, from this moment on, like, we don't know what this looks like, but we do know we're in this together. The triple braided cord and a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. And so we felt confident in that. And so after that, so we're going to save the next stories of what God started doing after that.
Really when God started to open himself up and reveal himself more to each of us.
Yes.
And through
in different
each
ways
of us to one another.
Yeah.
And those are the future posts that we want to share with you, and also invite you in to share any stories that you want to share about God working in your life. And so
we're going to save those for the future post. And the story of the green slip, which is the inspiration.
You're all wondering, what is the girl with the green slip?
Stay tuned. You're about to find out because that will be the next post. So stay tuned. And
it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome.
It's get excited because amazing things are happening and we're all going to be in it together. Yeah, all because of God.
All right, guys. So fun. So happy to get to share this story with you. We hope you continue on with us, and we just can't wait to see what God has in store for you and for us.
Bye. Good night.